everybody, I'm here right in front of the convention center, about to go to the auto show, and this is my breakfast. A veggie hot dog with the condiments, and I put the fake bacon in it. I made sure it was fakon, not real bacon, and I got my Coke, so this is breakfast of champions before I go in to see the cars. Hello everybody, I got my hand stabbed, I paid the $17 there, and I'm at the auto show again. I used to come really regularly, every year, sometimes twice a year. But then after the pandemic, didn't have it for a couple of years, and I came last year, and I really don't like any of the cars. And there's a lot of manufacturers just not showing up. Like there's no Honda here, no Cora. Certain, I'm not even sure if there's Mercedes. There may not be, may or may not be, but I don't think there was last year. We'll figure it out. So, but there's definitely Chrysler is here on the floor, Kia's here, and I think Subaru is on the floor. So I'm going to have a look around all these electric cars, and they just don't do anything for me, and they're just too high tech, and they're like those. I hate those computer screen thingies. I don't like computers. They don't. Well, I mean, I use it for my writing and my laptop very simply, and I use it for my podcasts, and I upload onto YouTube. I just know how to do that on my laptop, and that's about it. Upload to YouTube. But that thing, I don't want to be doing computer shit when I'm driving, And even the seats, I mean, it's a nice leather and stuff. Probably worth, $200,000 or whatever these days. At prices are also completely ridiculous. So anyway, that's the mindset I'm going into this thing with. I mean, they're fancy. I mean, they all look the same now. And I go, this is a very expensive car. Does it say on this thing how much it costs? I'm sure there's going to be a thing inside, so I'll have a look at it. It's probably well over 100. These cars are really expensive these days. So anyway, I'm just being a crotchety old guy going, there'll be cars at the store, but like, not even that, because, I don't even really like the old cars all that much either. There's a display of old cars here somewhere, like really fancy old collector's cars, and they don't do much for me either. So I like my own cars, my own old cars, my modest old cars, and I like them because they're mine. I get to drive them and look after them, and and destroy them. I destroyed the BMW convertible by driving it without antifreeze. I destroyed the Porsche driving it without antifreeze. I still have the Porsche. I might get it rebuilt someday, the engine. I might not, but it's sitting in storage. But I like it. I mean, I like it more than any of these things. So why am I here? Something to do, rechanneling. It's a lot cheaper than the casino. $17 is a lot less than I spent in the casino. That'd be interesting, the Nutty Professor just ranting and raving about these awful cars. Look at these things. I mean, well, that is a Porsche. It's like an electric Porsche. But this is from FAF, the dealership. It's like a chain of dealerships. So this is not, I think, presented by Porsche itself. This is, I think Porsche has an exhibit somewhere, but this is more the actual dealership, And this is a Porsche Taycan. With holy shit! This particular Porsche here, this is like an electric Porsche Taycan, and the price is $185,000 plus $39,900 for the package, that box thing on top. Holy shit! That's over $200,000. I mean, yeah, it's a Porsche and everything, but it's kind of silly to me. It looks silly, with the thing on top, and you gotta keep plugging it in. I wouldn't be able to have it because I don't have a plug-in in the condo. I don't know. I don't get it. Nutty Professor just doesn't get it. I'd rather have my old 944 with the manual shift. If I get the engine rebuilt and I don't destroy it again, I prefer that to this. It's awful. They're all awful. This is like an electric Leaf. I mean, I have a friend who's very big on environmental stuff and all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know how environmentally friendly this thing is. Look at all the, they go through tires apparently a lot too. So I don't know about the rims. yeah, they're interesting. You know, I started to get my local cat rescuer friend into rims last year because she had to buy some rims for her car, and she was starting to notice rims. So I'm taking this for her if she gets a chance to see this podcast, because you know they're interesting. They look like they're plastic hubcaps, but they're not. They're metal, you know. So I think that's sort of the trend now, is to like that one. It looks like it's plastic, but it's not. Oh, actually, I think this is plastic. This is actually plastic. So it's kind of hard to tell these days, you know. Before you could tell what was plastic and what was a hubcap on top of the black, rims, and what were like the proper rims. And now they all look the same. Just like the cars all look the same. They're all crazy. And every single one of them has this ridiculous dashboard thingy with the screen. They don't have dashboards anymore. And then they have and even the shifter is like, there's not like a proper shifter. It's have the little, it's like a mouse thingy there. I don't know. That's the same. Weird. I don't know what I'm doing here. But, they're crazy. And the price tags. The $200,000, a regular car. Let's just look at a regular car. Okay, I don't know if this is actually a regular car. It's a big SUV, but it's a Nissan Pathfinder. Looks like any other SUV to me. I think a friend of mine had seen one in the dealership when he was helping his family look for a car, and he seemed to like this a lot. But to me, it just looks like any other SUV. With the big wheels and the rims and the $62,000, which these days I guess is not a lot. That's what cars cost. And the laptop thingy isn't too aggressive. It's got an actual dashboard thing there. I think like a speedometer, an actual speedometer. So there's still tax and everything. And options. It's like over $70,000. Good. Okay, this is a little. Again, it looks just like the other one, except maybe slightly smaller, They all look exactly the same to me. The Rogue and the total price of this one, $47,000. Now, I think that's a moderately priced car these days. I don't think there is, for a regular car, like an SUV, and they're all SUVs. And yeah, it's got a dash, but it's got, it's kind of a digital dash, and it's got that thing. It's got leather, it's got the sunroof, but now, I actually like this one. This one looks like a more real car to me. What is this? It's a Nissan Kicks. Oh, I like it a little bit more. It's also an SUV. They'll pretty much look the same. But this is smaller, so it's a little cuter, And it's got a little bit, it looks a little distinctive. It doesn't look quite as generic as the other ones. It looks a little cuter, And it's not a bad price. Like $30,000. It's a nice little car. Out of all the cars I've seen so far, it's the only one they would actually ever consider. But I wouldn't buy. I would never ever buy a new car. But out of all of these ridiculous thingies, it's not electric. It's a good size. It looks okay. The dashboard isn't ridiculously computerized. It's got a little screeny thing, but they all have these days. With the navigation and stuff. And it's got like nice rims. So, I could do without the bike on the roof, but, $30,000. These days, that's a bargain. There's nothing these days for $30,000. Now, come to think of it, I think the friend I was telling you about, his family did buy one of these. And my friend was like going, it's not fancy enough, it's not big enough, it's not powerful enough. But I think it's a really good car. But, that's just me. So, anyway, that's only... Most people really like it. I think they've camped in it. They're not planning on leaving it for the rest of the show. Maybe they want to buy one. I don't know. They're very, very fond of it. But what's that? That's a Hyundai Palisade. It's like there are all these massive SUVs. It's $57,000. That's about these days just a little over average, I guess. It's very big. I don't know. I prefer the Pacifica. It's got more character. What is this thing? I don't know. It's just me. It's just me. Never mind. What's this thing? It's a Kona. I think I saw one of these last year. I said it was like a Conan the Barbarian or something. It's like the one that I liked, but I like that little kicks thing better. It just looks cuter. And this has got the more aggressive, computerized dash thingy again. It doesn't have a proper. It's all laptopy, Which go ahead. So it's got the laptopy thing, and then in the center it's got the console. Oh, it's got the power seats and everything. Yeah, how much is this thing? This one, I mean, they start at 28, but of course this one's 41. And there's no bargaining, there's no negotiating on cars anymore. Apparently, you just pay the price. You consider yourself very lucky if you actually get one. Oh, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm leaning towards the cars of transportation, school of thought now. Except for my own. My own is slightly different. They're a collection put together over the years. My father and myself, and they have character, and they have dashboards, and some of them are actually manual shifts. So this is the first car I am sitting in here at the Toronto Auto Show 2024. Thank you. So what was this? This is the Kona, Hyundai. Very cheap plastic. It's $46,000 or something. Look at the plastic. Well, I don't know what that is. That's plastic. That's plastic. The buttons and all. They're the same as I had on my little Kia years ago. My runaround. I hate that. I hate that touchscreen. Guest. I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't know my name and has addressed me and shit like that, It's like, the technology that they have now. The cup holders they're like, at least, my Mercedes cup holder, it's origami, and it comes up in it. What's this? It's like an indentation in a kind of a plastic, there's no lid, there's no closing, I don't know, $46,000 or whatever for this. I think it's electric too. It's not a real car. It's like it's electric. What did I say this was? 46 or something. 46, 43 or whatever. In the 40s. It's crazy. Just crazy. I'm here in a Nissan Pathfinder. I showed one from outside there, and I didn't, wasn't super impressed. And I'm sitting inside one, and I'm not super impressed either. It's a Rock Creek, and the young man was trying to adjust the. It's not even a power tilt. I mean, he said, "Oh, this doesn't have the platinum package, so it doesn't have the power tilt on the." My 2004 Mercedes S-Class is a power tilt. I mean, it's a useless thing. Never ever used it, but. I don't know. It's not. These are not my thing. I honestly, I prefer the Pacifica to this. But if people are into it, that's fine. That's not my thing. Relatively, these days, 55,000. I think that's like a moderately priced vehicle. So anyway, this is the Nutty Professor. I can show you more of the ridiculous vehicles here. Thank you very much. Bye. This is what passes as a cheap car these days. It's $30,000 to $3,000 a Elantra. It's okay. Out of this and that, the kicks, I like the kicks more. It's cuter. It's quite fat. And the kicks had, I think, a real dashboard as well. This is all just a screen. And then there's a weird thingy. I saw that last year too. It's got that weird little barrier thingy. I think I saw one of these last year too. It was just coming out. It's a Hyundai electric car. They call it Ioniq. Eunuch 6, whatever, Eunuch, or whatever the fuck, even the names, they can't even get the names right these days, So, I kinda like the shape last year. It looks like a little old school Porsche. It looks like the Porsche there, except probably a little less than $200,000, probably not much less, but probably like 190 or 80 or something like that. But let's have a look. There it is, 63,000. Well, I mean, it's cheaper than the $200,000 Porsche, probably looks as good and may not drive quite as good. They're electric. I mean, I don't know, but, this Eunuch thing has those kind of weird, they're in the open position, but they have those door handle thingies that I think the Tesla had. That I saw last year. Now it's becoming a trend. one company comes up with something ridiculous, and then the others all follow. Here's a Tesla exhibit, and with that, I've never been in one. The closest I've been to is the auto show last year. I've met people who, and last year I talked to the guy about the door handle. These ones, you push it like that. I talked to DDRW about this recently. I think they had taken one as an Uber, which most people have, it seems. Yeah, is that really, push it in? But this is like the lower end model. The more expensive model, it doesn't have that. It electronically knows if you're there with the fob. The guy explained it last year, and then the thing comes out electronically. I'll have a look around here, and then that thing opens with the power. And I hate that. It's got a laptop, It's got no dashboard whatsoever. This is the ultimate, and this has the plastic wheel covers, This is the ultimate washing machine of a car, Not to mention who owns the company, So, awful things. I'd rather have a washing machine than wheels and these things. Now, this is the one I think. This is the higher end model. See, it's got the fancy. It's got these things. Now, normally they're in. They recess with power. See, it wants to go in, but it's on show mode. The guy told me last year that normally the thing goes in, and then when it recognizes that you're there with the fob, it comes out. It's not that push in, and then that's the cheap ones. The lesser models have this, you push them in. So the most fascinating thing here, the entire auto show last year and this year, was the door handles on these ridiculous. And now other companies are mimicking it. Those weird pushy. I saw some car over there which had to push it in, and then Now, have I ever sat in a Tesla? Maybe last year at the auto show. So, I think same thing. I would sit in it. It's got that is the number one. I would never buy one anyway. But that thing, the laptop thing, that's the number one reason that I would never ever consider a Tesla. Now, here is a McLaren 309,000. The world's gone crazy. It's just nuts. And it's electric too. You plug it in like a dishwasher or like a whatever dryer. Actually, more like a dryer. And then that's another McLaren. And let's see if this is a more expensive one or a cheaper one. It's a little cheaper. It's 285,000 only. Okay, now they got this. This is people driving around, and I said this last year. I believe that this is unsafe. Because, they got these barricade thingies, but you don't know who's driving this, And somebody hits the accelerator instead of the brake, and they just go flying, and it could harm a whole bunch of humans. It's not good. I really think this is very unsafe. Look at that. It's silly, The silliness, And I don't like Jeeps. I've had Jeeps in the past. I had them stolen. They're not practical. They're not reliable. They tend to get stolen. I don't know. Unless you're really going to go off road. But who needs to do that? Who needs to do that? It's just ridiculous. Now I think I saw this one last year too. It's like gold tinfoil. It's an EV of some kind. It's a Kia. Wrapped in gold tinfoil, I don't know. There's no accounting for taste. It's an electric vehicle, And then it's got the speaker thing for tailgate parties. I think the Americans are into that kind of thing. It goes with sports and beer and stuff, I guess, and dogs. It's like human kids. And none of the things that the Nutty Professor is interested in the least. Bye for now. I just asked this gentleman, and they don't have any Rios here. They're being discontinued apparently. They went up to 2023, but there's no 2024 showing. I guess it's just too simple. Even the newer ones were fancier. Like this, so this is probably the cheapest Kia now. It's a Forte. It's the one up from the Rio. And the base model price was 23, but I think the prices was like 31, 32. 33, something like that, You don't really get any car for that these days. And it's quite fancy inside. It's got the dash, but it's got a real dash too. And it's got leather, and it's got a sunroof. My little Rio had a sunroof and a manual shift. And he goes, yeah, that was the last car we made with a manual shift. But none of these things are with manuals now. So no wonder nobody knows how to drive them. And then these are Carnivals. It's like a minivan. And that's some kind of electric thingy, and they all have those like LED type light thingies. It's a wind, and then there's a land. What the fuck thinks of these names? Is that the actual name? This is a joke? Is it trying to be funny? You know, wind, land. I have a friend who named the cats Earth, Wind, and Fire, but that's different because that's, you know, it's symbolic and, you know, the cats, and, you know, and I think there was a music group or something, but to call a Kia a wind and a land, I mean, it's a car. You know, so there's a fire and a water as well? Where's the fire and the water Kias? It's silliness. It's just all silliness. The world has gone mad. As I've said, I agree with our dealing that, you know, madness is the sane reaction to, you know, an insane world where you have, you know, all these EV electric cars like appliances, and they're named Earth, Wind, Land, Fire, Water. And then you got people driving around and around in circles and in ridiculous jeeps, you know. I don't get it. That's a nice little Kia. That's like the kicks. But the dashboard is too, you know, laptopy for me. I wouldn't get this. 20,000. I think this is like the competition for the kicks. And, I would have liked it if it had a proper dashboard, but it's got that laptop thingy. Yeah. Oh, there's a gold lame car, and there's the ridiculous humans driving around in circles and up and down steps. Yeah, is that something you aspire to drive up and down steps? Yeah, the Nutty Prof is being a very crotchety old person today. You know, it's like, just like, you know, these cars just don't do anything. There's a Barbie-mobile there from the movie, you know. And then Subaru. I had a friend. I've kind of lost touch with her. I'm not sure why, but I had a friend who has Subaru and was supposed to buy a new one. But you know, I helped them. I looked for cars a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, and then the pandemic happened. And now I don't even know if they've got another one. They were going to get one of those Imprezas or something, you know. But I don't even know if they got one because we kind of lost touch. Just no real falling out. Just lost touch. It happens with the Nutty Professor, you know. I haven't talked to her in, I think, over a year. So that's what's happening. So I don't even really need to look at Subarus. I had looked at them for my friend a couple of years ago and done some research and stuff. But, you know, they're there again. I mean, for people who don't like cars and just want transportation A to B, I mean, this will do. This is, you know, it's better than most of their shit over there. Another hall in the North Convention in the basement where they have exotic cars. And I think they're put together now by, those ones are by Car Magazine, Autostrada. That's by National Post. And there's a Lotus and Maseratis and some fancy stuff and some really, really old, really, really expensive vintage cars. Again, they don't do much for me. I think it's supposed to be a Bentley or something, you know? It's like, you know, it's not really a car, you know? I don't know. My contractor out in the country, he loves these kind of things. I think he's rebuilding something like this, you know. But the pace that he works on my house, I think he's working on the same pace on his rebuilding the Bentley. So probably another 100 years before he has it done, you know. So I don't know. It doesn't do much for me, you know. I should take a picture of it for him, though. He likes these kind of things, you know. So, and then they're probably worth millions and zillions of dollars, and then we've got all kinds of Ferraris and things like that. Oh, these are exotic things. They just don't do much for me. Just don't do much for me, you know. And like, you know, people who are into these super vintage cars, it's not my thing either. My thing is very specific. 7 cars I own. That's it. You know? Anyway, bye for now. Someone next to me took a picture of the thing and then enlarged it, which is a clever way of doing it. I don't think I need to go to that trouble. But he said this one is $99,978.24, something like that. So by exotic car standards, it's not super expensive. I mean, the regular cars that I saw over there were like $60,000, $70,000, you know? So anyway, bye for now. Big Ferrari fan, but the Ferrari exhibit here, the classic Ferraris, and my neighbor out in the country, he bought one of these exactly like this, a 328 GTS in 1984 that he paid, I think, $50,000 for. Maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago. It's appreciated. It cost him like $10,000 to replace the clutch, stuff like that. And he used to take it to car shows. I used to take the Corvette, and somebody once asked him at one of these country car shows, because is that a Fiero? Because you can get Fiero body kits that look like Ferrari. And my neighbor is like a big truck driver guy, and he goes, "Do you have a good dental plan?" He got an actual Camaro, a Fiero, years ago. Had many cars over the years. It broke down a lot. It was very uncomfortable, very difficult to drive, but it was fun. I paid over like $1,200 for it. Spent another $3,000-4,000 over a couple of years, but very, very difficult to drive with the shift and the clutch and everything, and very difficult to get in and out of. But it was fun. It was like, for $1,200, and then the cost of maintenance, I kind of enjoyed it. Anyway, hello everybody. Walking between the halls, they have all kinds of mini exhibits and things, and wheels and stuff like that. And they had this little food courty thing, pizza, and because the only food I'd had so far was that one veggie hot dog. So I said, okay, why not have? And I was a bit thirsty. I wanted a Coke anyway. So of course they charged double. It was like $14, I think, for a slice of cheese pizza, a bag of Doritos, and a cola. And I was talking to a couple of gentlemen here because there's no seating again. At least I didn't have to sit with a human child this time. But I talked to a couple of middle-aged men who travel to see games. And one said, "Oh, remember the time we went to the Black Sox?" I didn't ask him what kind of sport that is, but they were very friendly, and we were talking about how they got here by Uber, and I said I came by shuttle bus because parking is also so expensive here. And he was saying at a sports thing, you'd pay like $40 for pizza and pop. I don't know. The whole sports thing doesn't make sense to me anyway. So again, press. And then you pull the thing. This is the supposed electric Mustang, And I saw in that one that the little thingy lights up when you approach it. Oh, there's nothing better to do than come up with the weird. See, it lights up. You can see what it is. The weirdest door handles possible. Like I was saying to that other person, why don't they got this level of technology? Why can't they just go, Siri, open the door? That annoys me too, by the way. The people that go around going, Siri, do this, and Siri, do that. But I'm pretty sure we're at the stage of doing this shit with cars. I just stick to my own cars. Bye for now. Dream about a small pickup truck. It was an older one, though. I think it was like a Nissan, but it was an older pickup truck, and there was a snowstorm. It's kind of symbolic, you know what snow means. But there was a snowstorm, and I had to clear the thing, and it didn't have a snowplow attachment. So I was looking for a vehicle that had a snowplow attachment to clear the snow. Well, this win, I'm sure you could get this with the snowplow, but it's, it's not all that expensive, like $45,000. 6,000, Now look, this is the Platinum F-150. My contractor's truck, you have to climb up. It's just as high as this. But my contractor wouldn't like this because he's much more old school than I am. He barely checks emails and sends emails with a lot of difficulty. So this thing, he would hate it. So I saw them last year too. I'm wearing my Corvette hat, Yeah, this is a yellow one. It's not a convertible, it's the T-top one. Holy shit. $233,000. But I think this is like some special model edition. Even these are like the super computerized, with the and it's got all the buttons. Gone are the if you've seen the podcast for my own Corvette, you'll know that I had a cushion there instead of an airbag because it was 3 airbags. But now this has got like fancy airbags, and it's got all those really fancy buttons, So, oops, I was in that person. Enough of people waiting to sit in it. I don't know, I'd rather go sit in my own. We're getting close to time to putting it back on the road. I actually like mine more with the with the cushion for the passenger instead of an airbag, you know. This, and the gentleman who was here with a small human kid. The human kid was sitting in it, and then the dad sat in it, and then the dad couldn't get out, and he has to ask the human kid. You know, that size, I don't know, 10, 12, whatever it is. So I had to ask the human kid, how do I get out of here? And the human kid goes, oh, Dad, there's a button. There. I wouldn't have known if that human kid hadn't told the dad. There's and it's all electronic, no more cushion, buttons, super fancy. You know, these young people want to get in. Hard for me to get out of my age. Rappers and rock stars and, you know, young people, they like these Escalades because of the rap connection and stuff, you know. And they're big, you know, like phallic symbols. They're very expensive too. $166,000. I think that's a totally loaded one. These are the smaller. You know, my cousin, when the mother was looking for a car a couple of years back, went to see a Cadillac SUV, and her son was like saying, "Oh, you know, Cadillac SUVs are only old people." I don't know. I think they're too snazzy now for old people, and they're, you know. I don't know. I don't think these are old people cars anymore. It's just, they're more like rapper cars. Well, baby rappers compared to the Escalades, you know. So she tried to sign me up for a contest, and I almost said I don't want any of these cars. It was like, you know, this is $65,000. You'll never win in any way. The odds are greater that I'll get hit by lightning. But you know, I don't. You know, they gave it to me. I guess I could take it and sell it, and then use the money for slithering. But it'd be a hassle. Oh, look, it's got that same ridiculous dash, but it's like a screen, and it's curved. They're trying to be special. They're trying to be different. This is a Cadillac. I like my own Cadillac better. I almost said that to the lady, but there's no point. I said, you know, I like my 25-year-old Cadillac, you know, better than this. I mean, you know, I don't want to win one of these. I don't want to own one of these. I don't want to, like, it's not super expensive. $64,000 is it? I have to sign up for the driving inside. So I did it last year. It's not much fun driving just on the track inside. But, you know, it's better than just looking at the silly cars, you know. I want to drive a completely electric one again because it's the only chance I'm ever going to get. I don't like them, but, you know, it's just, and you know, don't get a good feel for them in here. But I'll just go whichever is the electric car, which is the shortest line. Lining up to drive in the track, just around on the indoor. It's not really fun, but the Lexus. Which, you know, I had a Lexus SUV a long time ago, not electric obviously. Longer lineups for like the Cadillac and the Ford and the Volvo, but not a big lineup for, you know, just these two people in front of me for the Lexus. So yeah, the first time I've driven a Lexus since my own, which is like, I had it like 15 years ago. Bye for now. Gone for in the Lexus, so I'm the next in line for Lexus, so they're just going to go around there. It's kind of silly, but, you know, it's better than just looking at the ridiculous cars. I might as well try to drive one of the ridiculous cars. They're all the electric Hummer. It's come back, you know. It does look sort of Hummerish, but, you know. This guy's the conductor, you know, orchestrating all of this. I'm on the mat, almost ready to drive. Almost out of space on my camera too, using up a lot of footage. Hey, Nutty Professor, I'm actually driving an electric car. It's a Lexus, and it's got the big laptop thingy under there. It's got a little bit of a dashboard, like a real dashboard, but it's digital. It's got a very nice person sitting with me, instructing me. I didn't know how to do this. You have to push it, and then it's like the shift, except that you don't have the shift anymore. That this button is like a computer. Everything's computer now. The Professor, as I've been saying all the way, but I kind of like it so far. It's very quiet, and it reminds me. I was telling this person that I had a Lexus a long time ago, an RX. It was a real Lexus with the gas and everything. It was a lot of fun. But this one, oh, it's like a big, it's like a. I think we have to go. Bye. Oh, okay. Yeah, she just pointed out something very good. It's a heads-up display there. It tells you. I knew that one because my cousin bought a Mitsubishi, and she had one of those, and I really liked it. Now I'm not the Nutty Professor is not against technology. You know? Oh, there's a, what is that? It's a sunroof. Oh, what does it do? Look at that! It tints. It becomes dark. It becomes light. So it doesn't need that shade thing anymore. It's like, that's so cool. Okay, so this technology is good for some stuff, you know. It's like little toys to play with, and you know, I personally wouldn't have the time to do all of this laptopy stuff. But it's fun. It is kind of fun. It's like it's for younger people. It's not for nutty professors, you know. But you know, it's comfortable. And I like the fact it makes no sound. Makes no sound whatsoever, you know. Now, what's the handle to get in and out? There's a you push there's a little button.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you push it
and push it out.
Where?
Like this, and go right out.
Oh, yeah. I've been saying this all the way through. They can't come up with anything else except to mess up, you know, door handles. Every car. They try to, like with the Tesla, you got to do this and you got to do that and you do this, and the buttons. But it's a Lexus. We got it. Okay. Bye. I'll report after the drive. Bye. Even though it wasn't much fun driving in the inside, and you don't get to really feel the car, but I got a feel for the brake and the accelerator. It was very quiet. Obviously, it's electric, you know that. And the young lady was very nice. I gave her a card to see the podcast if she was interested. I'm going to show her. And I told her, I said, look, I'm ranting and raving about all the new cars today and how I don't like them, but it's okay. It's just my thing. It's just my shtick, you know. I like my own cars. I don't like other cars, but it was interesting. It was interesting. It was better than a casino. Well, cheaper, a lot cheaper, you know. So anyway, I don't know. I'm all carred out now. I have a friend who says that she gets peopled out. I'm carred out. I'm not really peopled out because even though there's all these people around me, they don't bother me. And I've even talked to people, the car people, you know, and I talked to the young woman in the car, and you know, but I don't mind that because I can switch into Nutty Professor. So if I switch into Nutty Professor mode, and I'm ranting and raving about, these cars these days, they're all so terrible. I could do that. Then it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm in persona. I'm just acting. So, what's this? This is a weird looking car. They're all weird looking. It's a Toyota something or another. No, this is a Polestar. We saw this before. This is a car we just drove. It's not giving you the price, but she told me it was $65,000. You know? I'm pretty sure this is the one they just drove. You know, and it's got the little touch thingy there, and that's the button. Somewhere here is a. No, this one's gonna. Maybe this is not the one I drove. Oh yes, it is. It does the yellow, and this is. Yeah, I think this is the one I drove. No, I had a bigger screen. But I had this. You push it and then you go. Now, as you're coming out of the other hallway and coming back, there's still exhibits. And this is from Grand Touring Automobiles, which is a very high-end dealership here in Toronto. And they've got like Bentleys, you know, and Rolls Royces, and just ridiculous, you know, and Aston Martin. I don't think he even put the prices of these because they're just so expensive. Like $500,000 and up kind of cars, you know. Again, they don't really do much for the Nutty Professor, you know, at this point, you know. McLarens, whatever that thing is, you know. And Bugattis are, you know, I think the Raptor is like that kind of thing, you know. Porsche exhibits some of their cars, so there's show what that thing is. It's like a Lego. It's a Lego Porsche. I gotta take a picture of that for my friend. He's into Lego. Porsche Cayenne Turbo, $272,000. Panamera, $172,000. At least it's got a sort of a dashboard. No, they really don't do much for me. I'm beginning to think maybe I will get my 944 fixed up, you know. There's a Lego exhibit here. I'll have to mention this to my friend who's into Lego and suggest maybe he should come on the weekend to see this, even though it's not all that much to see, but they got some Lego displays here, so, and the Lego Porsche and stuff like that. And they got Lego stuff for our kids, but I don't think it's worth his making a trip just for that. All this time I've been wearing my Karen Emo Useless Farm t-shirt here at the Auto Show. Bye for now. I started the auto show visit, footage with my lunch of brunch of a veggie hot dog sitting outside. So I'm closing the trip now with supper of Chipotle. I'm having a veggie sofritas bowl here at the Chipotle only because it's right by where the bus stops. So I can see and it's good timing, for the bus. I'm not a huge fan of Chipotle, but compared to the veggie hot dog, this is like 4-star gourmet eating. So it's actually not too bad. They have 2 types of Tabasco, so you can't complain too much. And then I can see the bus. The bus is supposed to be 6:45. It's only 6:30, so I got lots of time. So I can have some of this. After a day of ordinary world auto show adventuring, relatively safe, relatively cheap. 3 meals: breakfast, hot dog, lunch, pizza, and dinner. Chipotle bowl. On the bus, about to head home. Bye for now. Hello everybody, I just came in the door. I haven't taken off my jacket yet. And we've got one of the babies is there, very nicely settled. And we have the other baby there, sitting nicely almost under there. Say hi, kid. Say hi, baby. There's the other baby there. And Agitha I saw her running around. There's Agitha running around this way and that way. Yeah, kids, Daddy went to the auto show. Nothing really good. You guys like our cars. You like to sit in the travel cases, in the front seat of the Pacifica or the Mercedes. So, we're not going to get any more cars. We're happy with our cars. So, from the 4 of us. So, one of the babies there. And one of the babies there. And I get running around there, So, this has been the Nutty Professor's Auto Show 2024 special. Pasta time. Cheaper than the casino. Bye for now. See you next podcast, probably on Sunday as usual. Bye for now.